Right, it's not fell yet, so we're okay. Cooling system tester. Got it last weekend. Got it off eBay. Last place I worked at, or the first place I worked at, had one of these testers. So the only thing it's missing, I don't know if you've seen these before, but you get like a square block that has the quick release style of connector on it, so it'll just fit straight onto there, or I think that's how it is. So you can actually pressurise it, or it'd fit onto the, sorry, my fault. Quick release style fitting, like that. Just fit straight on. Like that. So you'd have your cap, square bit would go on there. You'd pour your green fluid in it for testing if there's CO2 inside your cooling system. So head gasket gone. Overheated engine, etc. So it just needs one of them. The only thing wrong with it, I've not complained to the woman about it off eBay, because to be honest I only give 50 quid for the set, so I'm not too bothered about it. There's some bit that's come off there, but it would still make a tight seal anyway and screw on, and a bit of the pressure release has a slight leak, which is due to a rubber O-ring inside, which wants replacing. So if I pump it up a bit there, it drops ever so slightly due to that. What have we got? There we go. Right, some WD-40. You can see the bubbles around it there. See, not sure if you can see due to me bad camera skills. See if we can get that up. There you go. See him bubbling up. Right, so there's a rubber O-ring inside there. Doesn't look like it's been used much. It pumps all the way up into the red, bleeds down. So even if I replace the O-ring and it works, it's still not a bad tester. I have wanted one for a while. That's it for that. Any questions about the cooling tester, just let me know, just leave a message. And I've also picked myself up another AccuSpark ignition system. Found a distributor that had a square style hole for the rubber. Instead of messing around with it like I did, I probably a bit of a pain over the other, probably a bit of a bad customer over the other set, as it was my fault, but I did need a round plug, because when you order them it doesn't state on the checkout whether you need a round plug or a square plug. So even if you order the same kit as this, which is the kit 16, is there anything else on the back? And now I'm dropping things. Let's have a look. No, there's nothing else. So it'd be kit 16 that you'd order offline, and the only thing it's just kit 16 for Volkswagen with or without one piece points, or with a vacuum advance. However, it's not got a vacuum advance canister on this, so probably shooting in the dark, to be honest. I've lost one of the that's it, I think. I think it was a screw, I think. There's 2 screws there. It's probably not, probably lost a mounting thing, but I'll probably make it up anyway. Not to worry. Right, so there's a few screws there. Take them gloves off. Bin them. So I'm trying to get this Volkswagen, can you see there? Trying to get this Volkswagen Beetle at least running. So I've redone the tappets, broke a rocker stud if you like in the process. I rent another garage, so I've got like bits of rocker assemblies just in bags, or there's another one here. There's 3 sets of rockers there, all, that one I've had off before I think. Sorry about the mess. My dad's building a teardrop at the minute, so that's what that mould's for there. I don't know if you can see that. That there, mould for a wheel arch. So in the kit you'd get that in front of you, so you get your your resistor if you like. I can't remember if it's a positive to negative to positive, so PNP or NPN transistor or resistor, I can't remember. It's one of the others how they make it work. I know your black wires, your negative, so that goes on to your normal, wherever your normal condenser would go, and then that's your plus wire onto your coil that you tap into, or just fit straight onto your coil. So here's your coil, plus or minus, so red wire to plus, black wire to minus for negative. You get your heatsink paste, so pretty much that is just to distribute heat generated across. Reminds me a little bit of if any of you stripped apart any computers, CPU heatsink paste, reminds me of that, it possibly is. And then your magnet, so if you have a look in there, that's done to the same like square style rounded body with that, so that technically just locates onto there, so you give it a wiggle, so there's no movement there, that's located in place there. Technically that should it's going to make a fool out of me this now. It's going to not fit. I can see it happening. But we're still recording, we're still recording. I'm sorry in these videos if I seem to waffle on. So you fit your wires through the plug in the distributor. You get your rubber grommet, see about what I mean, over the square plug. If it's a circle hole, it's a bit of a pain, as I said last time. Just if you're going to order one, make sure you order one, you ring them up AccuSpark, so you can tell them that you need a round plug. However, the distributor that I got was from GSF. I think it was a cheap copy, to be honest. Not saying the parts are bad, just because of the holes in the actual base plate of the distributor, from where they line up with that notch there and the screw fixing. So that now should technically line up with that hole. See what I mean? See how, so if I ever showed you on the other distributor that I got with the AccuSpark ignition, it was like cockeyed, so it was like that. The locating dowel wouldn't fit inside, whereas now it locates in the base plate on the distributor, and the screw hole actually lines up. I'm not sure if you can see it. Actually lines up inside the distributor on the base plate. And then all you do, you pull your wires through, as long as they don't catch with anything, they're not rubbing anything, because don't forget your rotor arm has still got to fit on top and your cap. You fit your magnet on. There we go, that's located now. And that's pretty much it. So there's no need to set a points gap whatsoever. So let's put a screw in there for demonstration purposes. Now, before you apply the paste, make sure that fits. So you do a trial fit before you apply the paste, because otherwise you'll run out of paste if it does go wrong. As I've said, probably use computer paste. It may be the same, not too sure. Probably best asking the people who make it, AccuSpark themselves, see what they say. They may even send you out a new packet of paste and just pay for postage, however they want to do it. So pretty much that fits like that. So you make sure that you're not going to rub on the wires, so possibly I could find a smaller screw for that, so the end of it doesn't touch the wiring, it only touches, just touches through a little bit, or pull the wires enough just so it covers the screw, just so they're not touching. Try and make this quick because phone keeps playing about due to space. So as I've said, the AccuSpark ignition system doesn't seem a bad system for the money, to be honest, as long as it gets rid of the points and condenser. I seem to be having an awful lot of issues with the points and condensers on the car. I seem to have got a better set now, with them being genuine Bosch, or at least Bosch replica units from GSF, but the other ones that I was getting were not very good. They're rather burning out. So here's a rotor arm, so just remember that it still has to fit, the cap fit on and everything else, so I imagine that's how you get that's the finished product, what it should look like technically, thereabouts. Obviously you'll have your rubber seal on there for when it goes into the block, and then you'll have your clamp, so there's your clamp, have one of them. But yeah, for the money, the AccuSpark systems, they don't seem a bad system. Just when you order one, either if you need a round plug, rubber grommet, just make sure you ring them up and specify that you need a round rubber grommet, because they do tell you to like skim this down and make it fit, and it just seems a lot of arsehole when they do offer a round plug. So just make sure that you, I mean, that looks better as a square plug instead of chopping it down to make it fit in a round plug hole, if you know what I mean. And that's it. You get your paste, there's some mounting bits in it, but I have got other bits and pieces of components, rotor arms, bulbs, there are some bits and pieces for them in there. Carb, starter motor off the Transit, if you wanted to know, that was working, or is working. However, that had broke on me. I had a bad day. I had a bad week really. Qashqai went in for servicing at another garage. It's not been serviced by us for 2 years apparently. And then as soon as I go to, sump plug nut felt bad coming out. As soon as I go to put it on, probably 2 threads into the sump, and it just twists and just goes. So that's they have a few scrap engines at work. Took the sump off them. Apparently on the K9K engine, so same as the Kangoo van that's had quite a lot of views, the 1.5 DCI. Same sump according to Nissan's parts data software, if you like, or the part reference software are the same from 06 onwards. There's no change in sumps apparently, because they all use an oil sensor, I think. According to the, it still come up with the same part number from 06 to 2010, and then 2010 onwards still come up with the same part number, and that was it. I think the only difference is some use a gasket and some use gasket goo, I think. And that was it. So finished that off today, and done 2 major services last afternoon, so a bit tired today. So I'm at Brands Hatch this weekend, so that should be good. So that's a double header, so that's a Saturday and a Sunday racing, so that should be good. So hopefully we'll win it this time. I'm not the driver, just so you know. I'm mechanic. I'm classed as an apprentice, and then we'll go with qualified on road cars, and then we'll go with apprentice in motorsport. That's how we'll do that one. Right. If anything you want to know, I'm going to try and sort something out with a Beetle. I've done the tap. Right, so seem to have sorted it. I'll make it quick. Decent ignition system for the money. Let me know if you bought one, what you think about the system, how it fits. Just let me know. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you don't like the video, please message me and tell me how I can improve the video. How I can improve the videos on the channel. That would be brilliant. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you informed how it's going.